Superhot is a game for the PC made by Studio Superhot team. The game is a first-person shooter with puzzle elements and a unique gimmick. The gimmick is that time moves very, very slowly as long as you do not move. So if you do not walk, look around, punch, kick, shoot, or even move a hair on your body, the time will be almost at a complete stop. This gives you a strategic advantage over your enemies, because now you can see incoming bullets, so that you have the chance to dodge, or maybe even block. You can grab objects from your surrounding to throw in front of you, so the bullets will bounce off of those items. You can also use your gun to shoot bullets out of the air, or use a katana to chop bullets in half. For the rest, the gameplay is very recognizable for FPS fans. You walk with WASD, you shoot with your right mouse button, etc, etc. But the time gimmick is something that is central to this game. Let's now talk about the graphics of the game, because it's not very special and we'll be done with it very quickly. The game's graphics are very simplistic. The surroundings are white, the enemies are red, and the objects and weapons you can pick up are black. The art style has something away from a pre-alpha game, but to be honest, I do not really mind it. It is very, very well done, because you can see very clearly in one swift eye look if something dangerous is on the horizon, or if there's an item you can pick up. And now let's talk about the story, because that's a little bit less simple. You are a hacker. No, you do not play a hacker. You are a hacker. At least that's what the game is trying to convince you. And one of your hacker friends has found something very, very interesting. A game called Superhot.exe. A game that has piqued some interest in your friend and also in you. When you play the game, it's just a bunch of random levels where you kill a bunch of red guys. But slowly but surely, you find out that there's a whole lot more behind Superhot.exe. The story slowly turns it into something more creepy, more Matrixy-ish, that tries to define the line between video game and reality. Most of the story is told in an in-game chat program. It is very thematical within the game, and it's not a lot of reading, though there's no voice acting throughout the entire game except for the super hot at the end of every mission. And most of the story progression will be done through this in-game chat program. Though that's the only progression, because the levels do not change in thematical style. You will still keep killing red guys in white rooms. Though one thing I very much like about this game is the freedom they give you in the ways you can kill everyone. It's not a set pattern that you must follow, though of course there is a pattern which is most efficient. You can do whatever you want to enter a room and kill everyone, but it's not like one way is the right way. Also, one thing I find very disappointing is that there's no extra mode when you haven't finished the game. If you have completed the story modes, only seeing as I was kind of done with the story mode like halfway through, but I still had to play it to get through the additional things within the game. And what are those things, you may ask? And there is a score attack mode where you have to kill infinite amounts of guys or a certain amount of guys in a few seconds, or all kinds of those things. And you also have a mode where you have to follow a set amount of rules and complete all the missions from the story mode over. I like both those modes just because they give you large variety in the game. When you have finished it, I just wish you could play it earlier, but oh well. Superhot is a unique shooter with a bunch of replay value for people that like high scores or want to do the new things in the new challenge modes. But for people that just want to have the story and that's it, I wouldn't recommend this game, especially for the price. It's a very expensive game for not a bunch of story, but if you want to replay this game over and over, I would say this is a very good game for you, with a very well thought out gimmick and very, very good controls. I am Experimental ASMR and thank you for watching my first ASM review.